Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. And coming up, I got the NFL news that is must-see. NFL news that does impact the silver and black. We'll break it down both ways. Then, the Las Vegas Raiders were linked to Stephon Gilmore. I'll get into the latest around the Raiders free agency rumors that are popping since they just received $24.07 million, thanks to designating Jimmy Garoppolo as a post-June 1st cut candidate. All right, so let's first get into this NFL news, and it's Justin Jefferson got a monster contract extension today. 4 years, $140 million with $110 million guaranteed. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I actually had a lot of Raider fans this morning ask me, Mitch, do you think it was an overpay? What are your thoughts? Because remember, the Raiders gave Davnate Adams, after they traded for him from the Green Bay Packers back in 2022, a 5-year $140. Jefferson got 4 for $140. So right now, as it stands, Davnate Adams is the 6th highest paid wide receiver per year based on the new contracts that the players have been given. And what's kind of funny about this, what's kind of wild, I'm going to say by the start of the regular season, so we already got a few months from now, there is at least a chance that Davnate Adams isn't a top 10 highest paid wide receiver. I still think that he's going to be in the top 10, but I guarantee you this, he's not going to be in the top 8. And I found this tweet from Field Yates, and I thought it was kind of interesting because 5 of the 8 highest paid non-quarterbacks are now wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb and Jamar Chase could jump into the top 5 as well. I'm going to anticipate that both Chase and Lamb, they're going to get deals this offseason, which are going to be more than Davnate Adams, which then puts Adams outside of that, top 6, top 7 range. But also, what I think is very interesting is wide receivers continue to get a lot of money. And I always say that the NFL is a copycat league where sometimes people are playing checkers. Well, I'm wondering here if the Raiders are trying to get above the curb here and that they're trying to play a little bit of chess when everybody else is playing checkers. So a few years ago, when the New England Patriots did the whole 2 tight end set, 12 personnel with Gronk and Aaron Hernandez, the entire NFL started to copy it. I'm starting to wonder now if NFL teams see the contracts that wide receivers are getting, if they're going to start to do more 12 personnel, and they might try to copy what the Raiders are doing right now with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer, because everybody watching the show anticipates that Bowers is going to be this incredible Swiss Army knife. You can line up all over the football field, wide receiver, tight end, and he's going to get a lot of wide receiver reps. But the Raiders are going to pay him like a tight end. And right now, you're looking at the highest paid tight ends in the National Football League, like a Travis Kelce. They're making less than $20 million per year. And then you got a guy like Justin Jefferson making $35. My point is this. I wonder if the Raiders are setting a tone here and they're really trying to do something where instead of paying one guy $35 million like Justin Jefferson, imagine a world where I could pay Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and another really good receiver like Jacoby Myers less than what I might have to pay a guy like Justin Jefferson. All I'm saying is this 12 personnel, I'm excited to see how it ends up working out. Also, I hate losing, and I hate losing to my rivals, the 49ers report. And in the month of May, the Raiders report had 432 subs. The 49ers report had 453. Well, guess what? I'm battling the Niners report in the month of June. We're doing a sub battle, and I'm not losing to the bang, bang, gang. So hit that subscribe button. If you dislike, if you can't stand, if you know somebody that screams bang, bang, Niner gang. It's just saying. It's a weird saying, even this month. Hit that subscribe button. We're taking down the 49ers. The next story coming up here on today's show, it's going to be around Darren Waller. And is Darren retiring? I'll say this. I was told back on, it was April, 26th, that Darren Waller is retiring. We actually made a show around it. I put it out on Twitter, put it out on social media, and now it's starting to get ramped up again that Waller's considering retiring. As far as I'm concerned, he's been retired since April 26th. I do think it's one of the reasons, though, again, why you hit that subscribe button, why you turn on those notifications. But I wanted to bring this up because it might be, not even it might be, it is a rare win for Josh McDaniels to get this trade right, because when the Raiders made Darren Waller the highest paid tight end in the league, and we know what Waller can be. When he's healthy, when he's motivated, he can be legitimately one of the hardest people to cover in National Football League. He is one of the best tight ends, but he's got the injuries. He's not 100% there, and he hasn't been 100% there, motivated to go out there and do his thing. But when the Raiders traded a third-round pick, ended up getting Trey Tucker, you were able to ditch the contract that Waller had. You were able to add a young speeder receiver, and yeah, you got that third-round pick. So, like, when I look at this trade, it's no doubt in my mind that the Raiders won the Darren Waller trade by a landslide. Every Giants fan's going to say the same, and this is a proud moment where I get to tell people that thought Darren Waller was going to be that better pick there. I hate to say it, but I told you so. So here's the only time you will ever see me give Josh McDaniels a round of applause. This will be the only time that I'm going to do it. And I think right now, it's an okay thing to do. So I want you to get loud. I want you to spam W for a rare Josh McDaniels win with the Darren Waller trade. Thank you for Trey Tucker. We like him a lot more than we got to deal with all the headaches going on with Darren Waller. A rare win for Josh McDaniels. Spam those W's down below. Coming up next here on the show, Stephon Gilmore has been linked to the Raiders. I'm going to tell you who linked him to the Silver and Black. What's the latest going on around this situation? Because there's going to be lots and lots of rumors around players that the Raiders could sign because of all that extra money they got. I'll also tell you how much money they stand right now in salary cap space. Huge shout out to our sponsor, PrizePicks. And even though football season isn't going down, the NBA Finals are here. And I promise you this, every single NBA Finals game, I'm going to go to PrizePicks, and I want you guys to do it too because they've got specials for new and returning users alike. Just go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, download the app today, and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of the PrizePicks community today. My picks for the first game of the NBA Finals, and if you guys want to let me know who you got, Mavs or Celtics, it's been a fun debate here at the Chat Sports Studios. This is what I'm going with for Thursday night's game. I'm going to go with Luka. Give me the more on 30.5 points. He is honestly, arguably the best player in NBA history on the road. I believe he's averaging like 35 a night on the road in his playoff career. Daniel Gafford, give me the 6.0 rebounds on the more on that. I really like the way he's been playing. And then Kyrie Irving, 4.5 assists. I almost feel like that's taking candy from a baby, and I love going more on all of these picks for this Mavs and Celtics basketball game. So again, if you want to get started, PrizePicks is simple. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get started now if you haven't already at prizepicks.com/CLNS and get a first-time deposit match of $100. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Pick more, pick less. It's really that easy. All right, so let's get in here to this around Stephon Gilmore being linked to the Silver and Black because I told y'all, as soon as the Raiders get this extra money from Jimmy Garoppolo, all these big-name free agents are going to be linked to our team because of the money that we have. So in terms of Gilmore and what exactly he brings to the Silver and Black, I have said for a long time that I like Stephon Gilmore. I think that he would be a really, really good fit here with the Las Vegas Raiders. And Bleacher Report, they agree. They released an article, 6 post-June 1st moves that NFL teams should make before training camp. The prediction that they had was that the Las Vegas Raiders were going to sign Gilmore. The Raiders just received $24.07 million. $24.07 million from cutting Jimmy Garoppolo. So now they're somewhere around $34.1 million, according to Over the Cap, which is the 6th most in the NFL. I thought that they were going to be a little bit closer to 41. They might have reworked some other contracts in there. And I always say this is not the math report. I will report whatever Over the Cap has. But the Raiders, for a long time, have been looking for that true cornerback one. Hell, Antonio Pierce this offseason said he called it a priority. So if you're going to call something a priority, good way to do that is put your money where your mouth is. So let me know down below, type sign, or I want you to type pass. Should the Raiders sign Stephon Gilmore? Now, the reason why I'm going to say this is because there's a lot of other free agents that you could look at. Also, this is going to cost some money. Out of all the free agent corners on the market, the one that's going to cost the most to me is Gilmore. I think he's going to cost more than Xavier Howard. He's going to cost more than Steven Nelson. And at somebody who's about to turn 34 years old on September 19th, are you signing him or are you passing? Let me know your answer down below. My answer on Gilmore is the only player that I'd be willing to sign over him is Xavier Howard. And if you want to go check out my free agent rankings, all I want you to do, for those of you watching live, unfortunately it won't be there yet. If you're not watching this live, though, you're going to be able to click on this button right here. My top 10 NFL free agent targets post June 1st. That the Raiders could go out and acquire with all that extra money. In terms of why Bleacher Report linked the veteran corner to Las Vegas, here's what they had to say. Stephon Gilmore is still a free agent and made only $10 million per season on his last contract, so he's likely willing to sign for a reasonable deal. The Silver and Black could use Gilmore to fortify their defense. Jack Jones is currently expected to be the Raiders' top outside cornerback this fall, but he's made only 5 career starts heading into his 3rd NFL season. On the other side, second-year pro Jacorian Bennett and 6-year veteran Brandon Faison are the leading candidates to win the starting job. Bennett was a first stringer at the beginning of last year, but played his way onto the bench, while Faison was injured for most of the campaign and played in only 3 games with 0 starts. The latter has already been mostly a backup throughout his career, so there's an opportunity for Gilmore to have a significant role in Las Vegas. Most of the Raiders' corners are still on their rookie contracts, so the meeting room could benefit from having a former defensive player of the year in it. And I agree, right? This is no surprise to anybody that's watched this show. The only spot that I'm going to disagree a little bit with what Bleacher Report said is they're only saying Jacorian Bennett, Brandon Faison. I think that's them not fully doing their homework, which is, going to happen from time to time with Bleacher Report. They're going to give you the surface level stuff, right? The reason why you watch the Raiders Report is because I'm going to mention DeCamerion Richardson. I don't think it's fair to totally keep out MJ Devonshire either, both long, lanky corners that I know for a fact that this organization has been impressed with for what they've been able to do at Raiders OTAs. Now, the Raiders obviously want to find long, lanky corners to also help on special teams, which maybe is a reason why they did go out and draft Richardson and Devonshire. But this is a wide-open cornerback room that can quickly be shut if you go out and you sign a guy like Stephon Gilmore. Look at this cornerback room if you add somebody like Stephon. You have Nate Hobbs playing in the slot. You're going to have Jack Jones on the outside. And Jack Jones might be the most confident player on the Raiders roster right now, not named Max Crosby. Imagine how confident he would be with Gilmore if Gilmore's going to go on an island. Adding a player like Stephon can only make this defense better. And if you really want to truly have a defense that has the potential to win you a Super Bowl, you need to add a player like Stephon Gilmore.